Welcome back, everyone. John Kelly with John Kelly Fitness, head coach at Live Free CrossFit. And today I want to do a quick video on how to implement the ketogenic diet. We talked about what it is on Monday. We talked about the benefits of it on Tuesday. Now we're going to talk about how you would go about implementing it into your life. First and foremost, you have to know how many calories you're burning a day. There's formulas you can do on the internet to find your resting metabolic rate. Then you factor in your activity, whether that be work or exercise, and it'll give you a rough estimate of how many calories you burn a day. Now you can also go to the lab and do tests where you get the exact amount, but the calorie calculators online are pretty accurate. They're not too far off. So you can go ahead, find that out first, your resting metabolic rate and how much activity you're doing. That'll give you a good starting point. Once you do that, you go ahead and log on to any one of the many calorie counters that you can download as apps on your phone or a laptop. I personally like to use MyFitnessPal because they have a large database of foods. So once you download that calorie counter, you put in your weight, you put in your goal. Once you put in your goals, it's going to tell you how many calories you should be eating a day for whatever your goal is. I would recommend, if you're losing weight, not to do more than 1 pound a week, just to be conservative, because you're going to find that once you start logging your food, that you probably haven't been eating enough food already. So you're going to have to increase your food intake to lose weight, which is going to be counterintuitive, and you're probably not going to want to increase your food to lose weight, but trust me, try to hit your numbers and see what happens. Okay, so once you do that, you find out how many calories you're going to need in the day. Then you need to figure out the macronutrient ratios, and you need to set those yourself, because these macro counters and calorie counters will set you to their default settings, which is like 50% carbs, which is exactly the opposite of what we're trying to do. So you have to go into their goals and into their nutrients and macros and set your macronutrient ratios specifically for 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbs. Now what you're going to see is, once you do that, say you have 2,500 calories per day like I do to lose 1 pound a week, then you start to log your food and you see that you're not getting anywhere close to 2,500 calories, say for myself. You're going to have to increase your food. Also, you'll see that 5% carbohydrates is basically nothing. It's about 30 grams of carbohydrates for someone like me. So I could basically have a grapefruit and a cup of kale, and I've already reached my carbohydrates for the day. So you want to keep your carbohydrates fibrous. You want them to be green leafy vegetables. You want them to be things that don't have a lot of carbohydrates comparable to nutrients. So vegetables is the way to go. Fruit, as you can see, one grapefruit has 21 grams of carbohydrates. That already takes away most of my carbs for the day. The fiber is going to help, so make sure you're eating a lot of fiber. And then you're going to see 75% fat. You're going to notice that, wow, that's higher than any fat you've ever eaten in your life. And America has what some people call a fat phobia, because for years and years we've heard how fat is the leading indicator of heart disease, and how eating fat gets you fat, and how eating fat makes you have heart disease. That's not necessarily the case. If you do your research, you'll see that sugar and carbohydrates have a much bigger impact on storing fat and illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, cancer. So do your research, don't take my word for it, and you'll see that having this macronutrient ratio 75, 20, and 5 has been shown to help people not only regain their insulin sensitivity, but lose weight and have more mental clarity. So that's a quick overview on how you can get started. Tomorrow we'll talk about foods that you want to eat on a ketogenic diet. So if you have any questions, drop it down below. Like, share, subscribe. Hit me up. DM me, whatever you need to do. I'm here to help. That's the reason I do these videos. So go ahead and ask me a question, because if you have any questions, I'm here for you. All right, everybody have a good day. Thank you.